when I go to Panto, I watch the kids and I watch how the kids behave. And fundamentally, I've got this thing that Panto is for children. I went when I was 6 years of age, and my love of theatre went from that. And I think if you can engage in the kids at 6 years of age or that kind of age, you've got the kids for life.
I do agree.
You know, it's a game.
That's why I think Panto's so important.
I think Panto's
first experience of theatre.
It's the introduction into theatre. I know they're doing these other shows like Peppa Pig and that nowadays, which weren't around when we were younger. And I've got a 5-year-old niece who I've taken to Panto, and her first introduction, I got her some tickets to go and see Peppa Pig, and she sat for an hour and 15 minutes and didn't move. My niece took her. She's my great niece, and she didn't move off the chair, and she has the roundest backside of any kid I've ever known.
It's terrific. It's wonderful.
It is great news, and they sit there and they love it, and then they take part and they can shout and scream, and and if they do fidget around, it's not like watching Shakespeare where they're going to get
Exactly.
It's great. 2 other shows I must mention. One of the shows I had the pleasure of going to see was Gladiators. I didn't realise you were involved in that.
Yeah, it was. I was
lovely show
right from the get-go.
That was a great show, wasn't it?
Big
show.
A monster of a show.
I know.
At the National
Indoor Arena. Yeah, I went to the final. I think it was the first or second series. I went to the final, and I could not believe the atmosphere was electric.
Wasn't it? Just extraordinary.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
And I've got to say that the 2 presenters, John Fashanu and Ulrika Johnson, the way they held that together in front of that baying crowd was incredible.
Yeah.
And that's why I'll say to you and your listeners now that I've worked with an awful lot of female presenters, and they are marvellous.
Yeah.
Like Gloria Hunniford is terrific. And Davina McCall is brilliant. And Melanie Sykes is terrific.
I was going to come to that. You worked for quite a few years with the great Des O'Connor.
Yeah, did Des and Mel.
And Mel, I mean, that was a daily series. How long did that run for?
That ran 5 years.
5 years.
Oh, that was hard work.
Well, but it was for you, and it probably was for them as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it was current. It was always very current as well, and I think that's hard. That's very hard to do. There's a new series just been on called Newsoids, which is the new version of Spit and Image, I would call it. And it must be harder to write current comedy than it is to write sitcoms, because with a sitcom, I imagine you write it 6 months in advance. They then tape it, and it sits for about 3 months on the shelf, and then then it goes out. I happen to know Bradley was recording that Suntrap show about October of last year, so it's only just. I mean, they've been fiddling around with it, and
In a way, writing a show. Well, you don't write a show like Des and Mel. You're involved in a show like Des and Mel. You contribute ideas and you pull together the script. What's interesting is that actually, if you're against the clock, you've got a deadline to deliver your script to the director and your script to the autocue operator at 25 to 1 because you're going live at 1 o'clock. That deadline, that hard deadline, is a great incentive.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to get it done. And the problem with writing longer form stuff, like the novel or indeed a sitcom, is actually, unless you've got a deadline, you can fiddle with it and you can change stuff and you can drift. But you must have a hard deadline to hit. And that's why writing Des and Mel was, in a way, not easier, but more comfortable. Because it's got to be done by then. You've got to get it right by then.
And I
must admit, I did enjoy that.
I bet they were great to work with. I love Des. He's the personality. I mean, obviously Morecambe and Wise and Des O'Connor and all. I think everybody remembers Des getting the Mickey taken out of him by old Morecambe. But I mean, another one like Bob, been around for donkey's years. He's tried most things. He's done the chat show, had a go at Countdown, and he's back on the circuit performing now. And he's a serious talent. He's a very, very nice guy.
He's a terrific man. He's a legend.
Yeah.
Because he's been in showbiz for so long, he knows instinctively what works for Des. And if he can make something work, you present him with some ideas, and he'll say, no, that's not going to work for me, Cole. That'll work for Cole. Yeah, well, let's do that. Because he knows what's going to work for Des, and he knows that he can make it work and what that crowd's going to respond with. And when to watch he and Melanie Sykes every lunchtime live, strutting their stuff that was semi-rehearsed. They had half an idea of what was going to happen. We'd put the bare bones down in the script, and we tried our best. But they ran with it so well, and that's why Melanie Sykes has my enormous admiration because
Yeah.
basically she's a model.
Yeah.
And suddenly she's thrust into an entertainment show and she's handling it
Yeah.
very well. But thank goodness she's got those trusty old shoulders of Des O'Connor to lean on.
Yeah.
Des been there and he's done it.
I must admit, I used to watch it myself, and I used to watch it at lunchtime, and it was almost a waste of a lunchtime show. It almost deserved an evening format. It almost deserved being moved to evening, didn't it?
It did. We did try sure, like I was involved. The production company, Colton, did try and shunt it to the 5 o'clock slot.
Yeah.
But that coincided. Once again, this is a strange thing, Terry, about things being slightly out of kilter. The production shifted from Teddington to the South Bank, the London Weekend Tower. So not only did it change time slot, it changed studios, and everything was just slightly different. It didn't quite work. But what it did do tell was that it gave Paul O'Grady the thought that actually I can do a 5 o'clock show.
Yeah. And he does it very well, doesn't he?
And the great thing about Des and Mel, it was a great pioneer. It pioneered lunchtimes as an entertainment period on television. And something that had never been done before. And it also opened up that 5 o'clock slot for actually an entertainment chat show that could play.
Yeah, because I also think they were a bit like the One Show. They do the One Show's done now. You've got a man and a woman presenting that, and that's almost like a two-hander with guests. Yes. Very much like what Mel and Des used to do, or Des and Mel used to do. Get it right way round, otherwise I'm in trouble.
Absolutely.
And I think that's good. Now, we're almost out of time, Colin. I'm going to have to...
Are we?
Yeah, amazing. It's great.
We're just getting going.
I know. Well, perhaps I can have you on again and we talk about some of the other shows you've been involved, because there's a list here. I can't believe how many... Was it 1,500 television entertainment shows you've written scripts for?
I've been involved in... But, there's an awful lot of luck involved, Terry.
I don't doubt it. There's a skill, there's the right place, right time, and skill. You have to be... It's a bit like every profession when you're a sportsman. You have to have a certain amount of talent, you have to have a certain amount of mental aptitude, and you have to have a certain amount of luck, and I think that is life full stop.
Yes, absolutely.
So let's just talk once more about your book. It's out now, and you can get... Well, you've got a website, it's steamsmokeandmirrors.com.
Yes.
And you can buy the book from certain bookshops.
Yeah,
and also
you can get it from it's in W.H. Smith's travel shops. I'm sure if you go to your local bookshop, they can order it out for you. Or, of course, you can get it from Amazon.
Amazon, yeah, indeed. Is it out on the digital format yet?
No, I know that's due.
Is it good?
That's coming up soon.
I'm going away later on in the year, so it might be a great one for me. I'm going away for about a month, so I'm going to the States for a little while. And
you can download it on Kindle for sure.
I will get that down onto the Kindle, and if not, I'll buy it at W.H. Smith's at the travel shop to read. I'm going on a boat for about 2 and a bit weeks, and then I'm going around the States and Honduras and a few other places.
Brilliant.
Which sounds like fun, but it could be a hectic 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, but never mind. We'll have a great time. So it's been an absolute pleasure. I really have enjoyed today.
Thank you.
Because we've been talking about people I know. I know Paul Daniels, or I've met Paul Daniels a few times, and of course my great hero Bob Monkhouse. And I'd love to have you back on the show, especially when number 2 comes out. We'll have you back on the show.
It's my pleasure, Tel.
And we'll talk about Bob. I could sit and talk about Bob for a couple of years, bore everybody, bore all my listeners rigid about Bob Monkhouse, because I think he's the best comic I've seen ever, and I see a lot.
Thank you, sir. And
thank you very much, Dave, Colin, and thank you for your the great entertainment you've brought us over the years.
Thank you, Terry. It's been fantastic talking to you. Appreciate it.
Hello, I'm Mike Barry.
And I'm Bob Bluffield.
And together on a Friday morning between 8 and 10 here on Secular Sounds, we bring you
Pop and Rock Legends.
This is where we take an in-depth look at a pop star and let you know all about them. 8 o'clock through till 10 o'clock on a Friday morning here on Secular Sounds.
Right, it's that time of the show. We go through the local events. MK Theatre this week starts tonight, the 27th. We've got Misha Paris and Sean Williamson in Love Me Tender. It features the music of Elvis Presley. Then going there on the 2nd of August, a show that covers the 50s, 60s, 70s and the 80s. It's called That'll Be the Day. That's there the 2nd of August. And the Stables is, closed for a little while, but a highlight of their new programme, Friday the 21st of August. The fabulous Blake are there. And Something I'm hoping to go along to on the 31st of July at 2:30. We've got the celebrity cricket team Lashings, and they're playing Eversholt Cricket Club over at Eversholt near Woburn Sands, and the tickets are £5. You just turn up on the day, buy a programme, and that starts at 2:30. Also, a show that Seclo's involved in, Seclo Sounds are involved in. It's a spot list. We've been talking about it. The New Money Spotlight Grand Final, £5,000. It's fast approaching. We've got guest judges, including some of the presenters from here on Seclo Sounds, and also UK R&B trio Rough Copy are going to be there. It's on Saturday the 8th of August, and it's being held at the Snow Zone at the Escape in Milton Keynes. Got 4 finalists. We've got Karen Preet, 24 from Northampton. We've got Pippa Ackers, 24 from Milton Keynes. Elise Vontares, 26 from London. And Manny and the Coloured Sky, they're 23 and from Milton Keynes. The tickets are on sale online or at the Snow Zone. You can get your tickets, call or text 07902 597 584. That's 07902 597 584. And have a great time. Big thank you to Colin Edmonds for being my guest today. Real nice, and that book is amazing. I have read it. Next week on the show, I'm joined by Martin Lee. He's the frontman of the legendary Brotherhood of Man. So join me next week. Now, have a safe 7 days. Until next week, it's bye for now, and I had to leave you with this one. This is Pilot and Magic.
Pillow in the morning, lazy day in bed, music in my head, crazy music playing in the morning light. Oh, ho, ho, it's magic, you know, never believe it's not so. It's magic, you know. Never believe it's not so. I love a sunny day, dream of far away, dreaming on my pillow in the morning. Never been away, hey, never seen a day break, leaning on my pillow in the morning light.
MK Pulse proudly sponsors Seclo Sounds. MK Pulse is Milton Keynes' local magazine, bringing helpful information on food, health, fashion, money, travel, culture and much more to 84,000 people every month. Plus news, views and what's on from around the city. If it's happening in Milton Keynes, it's in MK Pulse and it's available online at www.mkpulse.co.uk. MK Pulse and Seclo Sounds, the heart and soul of the city.